And Sam, you mentioned the evolving news. Richmond's Noah Balta now clear of AFL and Richmond sanctioning for assault, yet to be dealt with officially by the Corowa local court. But he is free to play under the AFL auspices right now to play this weekend. Will he?
Well, it's a fascinating story as we go to air tonight, Damon. I've spoken to the Richmond Football Club tonight and they have said there is nothing that stands in his way. Now, there's no VFL game today, so as they go over to gather round, they have a main training session on Thursday morning. They then fly to Adelaide on Friday, and as it stands, Noah Balta will be selected to play against Fremantle on Saturday. That is amazing, given that the courts are yet to decide his punishment. Now, before I get to all of your opinions, this is a reminder in the last week how this has played out from both sides.
The AFL was part of that process when we sanctioned him. Like, 6 weeks is a long time for a player to have out, and not only the 6-week suspension. Like, he's been dealing with this for 3 months. He's hating not being out there. The fact that it's in the media and that now, it happened in January. So he's been dealing with that for a long time. So we're not going to change our verdict. And like I said, we've worked with the AFL with that, and they're really clear on that.
By the time Noah is eligible to play again, he'll have served a 4-week AFL suspension as well as missing a couple of weeks of practice matches. Ultimately, then it'll be a decision for Richmond whether they select him straight into the AFL or the VFL side. No, we've worked with Richmond and we're comfortable with the suspension and what the suspension Noah served.
So those comments publicly both made last week, and there've now been another Monday of debriefs from the weekend just gone. And from what I can tell tonight, there is no chance that the AFL will seek to intervene between now and the weekend.
So you've spoken to the AFL tonight?
Yeah, I have. And look, well, they're not yet saying anything official, and they may not need to because Andrew Dillon spoke last week. But I'm detected nothing to suggest that they will revisit what they chose. Now, what they initially chose to do was be in sync with Richmond. Richmond made the official decision to make it a 4 home and away match ban, as well as the 2 weeks in the lead up to the home and away season. That initially took in the court date, which was to deal with this. This is the CCTV of the incident.
Yeah, see, Adem Yze's comments don't sit comfortably with me. Like, they came across as Noah's being hard done by. The fact that he's had to sit so much time out and he's been having to deal with it, that sort of behaviour we're trying to eradicate from society. Let's not even talk about football. Well, that's not even being able to act properly in society. And once you forego your right, innocent until proven guilty. He pled guilty. That's when Richmond should have stepped in and said, OK, you pled guilty. We will still give you all the support. I'm all fine for it. But you're not playing football until we work out what your actual sentence or what the courts hand out.
Oh, so you're saying you don't think he should be playing this week then?
No,
okay.
Because he actually forego his right. And if he was contesting the charge, innocent until proven guilty, I'm all fine. But he actually declared he was guilty. I mean, if you have a look at those scenes there, I don't buy into the tone of poor Noah.
But are you saying it's a bad look for the game?
No. I think it could have, all the heat could have been gone out of this. Instead of us debating whether he should have been playing or not, Richmond, once Noah Balta said, I'm pleading guilty, let's just, you go deal with your court case, we'll support you.
And to validate your point, they're the two set of circumstances that changed.
Yeah.
Firstly, the club was made aware of the vision,
yep,
which they had yet to be seen when they suspended him for 6 weeks. And then he actually pleaded guilty. Yeah. So those two things, I think, open the door for either Richmond or the AFL
but
to
is it just an optics thing, though? Or is it bigger than that? I'm trying to learn here too. Yeah. Is it? So you're saying he shouldn't be playing because of optics?
Well, I think Jimmy makes a great point that we're trying to stamp this sort of behaviour out. And yet, if any kid's watching Richmond on Saturday asking mum or dad or whoever it is, why is Noah Balta back playing?
Couldn't they say he was suspended for the first 4 rounds and he's returned back after his suspension?
They could say that, but I'm not sure how much weight that argument would have, given that he is yet to be dealt with by the court system.
The other element that changed too, and I'm just putting the facts into the matrix here, is that the court case, the court date was initially taking in this whole 6-week ban, so to speak. But the court, when it sat 2 weeks ago, has pushed it out for another 2 weeks, which means there are 2 matches of football that he is available now to be selected for. I'm with you on this. I look at that vision still, and I know everyone's got a different opinion on it, but I'm going to be slightly uncomfortable knowing that a player has got a court date in the calendar to face some serious outcome. Now, it may not be jail, despite that being used as a possible outcome, but to have a potential for him to be playing while that is already in the diaries.
Yeah, it's something I'm not sure we've heard the last of, and interesting to see if he's able to train fully and play for the Tigers on Saturday.